Welcome to Computer Science Cafe. In this series of videos we'll have a look at using Python with Excel to manipulate external data. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions please feel free to leave a comment below. I've broken this down into 4 tasks. Firstly, just having a look at the CSV file, then opening the file and printing through Python, then opening the file and printing specified columns or rows, and then task 4, opening the file, searching and printing only rows which contain a certain value. So first of all, the CSV file. You need to make sure that your spreadsheet is saved as a CSV file. A CSV stands for comma separated value, and that means when you save it, it puts a comma in between each value. To do that, just go to File, Save As, and then select the file type CSV. I'm using an Excel file here, which is already CSV. And if I open that file in any text editing document, I can see that a comma has been placed in between each of the values within that file. Okay, so task 1 is just looking at opening the file and printing all of the file. Before I start up here, I need to import CSV. My file is called Activities, and the file is saved in the same file location as my Python file. I'm going to create a variable to store the file. File equals, and then I'm going to use the method open, and then I want to open activities, and I've used a single quotation marks there. I need to put the .csv, and if it's not stored in the same file location, then you'll need to put the file path. So for example, d:\desktop or wherever you have saved your work. Okay, so hopefully that file is now open and stored in a variable called file. Again, this is just a variable, you can call it anything you want. And now if I simply do for line in file, line is just a variable, you could use I if you want, and then print line, and hopefully this will print that file. There we go. So that's just open the contents of this spreadsheet in Python and printed as we can see it here. Okay, next task is we're going to use a different method, which is a slightly better method if we're doing more data manipulation, and that's the open with method. So I can do, or with open method. So with open, and the same again, so activities for me, or whatever your file is called, single speech marks. And then now I'm going to tell Python that for this task I'm just going to be reading the file. So here this R is a method of just reading the file. And then I'm going to open this and create a variable. Again, I will call this file. And then I'm going to now store the contents of this into another variable, and I need to use a CSV reader. My file here contains sports details, so I'm just going to call this sports. Then that equals CSV reader and then file. Whilst this method is a little bit longer than the previous method, we do have more options for data manipulation using this method. Okay, so if I do, for example, for row in sports, and this will just be the same as the last one, so print row, let's see what happens, and that prints all of the rows. What I could do, for example, if I just wanted to print the activity level, that is in row 2, so I've got row 0, row 1, row 2, I could here pass in for the position of row 2, and there we have it, we've printed all the rows with the activity level. Okay, the next task, let's say we want to print all the details for those that are in beginner level. So I will comment this one out, and then task 4, so we're going to open and search. Same method for open, so I can copy and paste, and then in fact this bit is also the same, so I can copy this, and then all I simply need to do is say, for example, if row row position, and this activity level is in position 2, that's where I want to find beginner, is equal to beginner. Then I want to print row, and that should print all the details for the beginner. Run this. Okay, so now we just have the 3 records printed which relate to the beginner. Okay, I hope this helps. In the next video we'll have a look at populating a list, appending a list from a CSV file using Python.